What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Robot Panda 15, and I am bringing you more Battlefield 4 content today. This time we're talking about the winter patch that DICE just released a couple of days ago, and we're going to be discussing some of the changes. And first thing you see on the screen there, I have a blue reticle. And you can see that I have also made my optic easier to read as well. Basically what DICE did is they went to the option. If we go to the options here, you can see that they made a lot of changes here to the options. As you can tell, we have advanced option settings. We can decouple aiming from turning and vehicles now, which basically means that when you turn your vehicle, it's not going to your turret on your vehicle will not turn as well, so it'll be very smoother and you'll be able to keep your shot consistent. So they added a lot more to the deploy screen, and you're actually going to get a look at my settings that I use for visibilities and stuff. Deploy screen, as you can see, I have all this turned on, so if we're hovered over a vehicle, we can see the occupants of the vehicle, we can see the vehicle loadout, the ranks of the players in the vehicle, or the ranks of players in general, and then the vehicle occupants, the classes of that, so I can see if I'm going to spawn in a tank if he's an engineer, which is really nice. So you can see all my minimap settings that I have here. And here we go, hipfire reticle. I decided to make this blue because I'm red-green colorblind deficient, so it wouldn't really matter if I switched between red or green dot sights. Blue, however, stands out much more, and if you get the correct shade of blue, it will stand out very well, even in water and the blue sky. So as you can see, I'm running 100% 255 hex code blue component with a 31% green component to make it just a little bit brighter. And then I have visibility set at 100% and size at 75. So that's my hipfire reticle. And you can see my optics reticle here. I have the size at 115, so it's actually a bit bigger than normal. The glow's at 250%. I actually increased the glow by 50% so I can see it a bit better. And then I just have straight up blue component in there. No green, no red, nothing. Because if I added green and red, as you can see, it's going to start blending into the sand if I add green. And same thing with the red. These will just make it a bit brighter. So that's really all those are. So I just kept it blue. Now the vehicle basic reticle. If you guys want to know what the vehicle basics are, it's stuff like this. It's your turret. It's your it's like that little dot that you see whenever you're driving a transport vehicle, except for the transport chopper. We'll get into that in a second. But it's like, see that blue dot right there? That's the vehicle basic reticle. I'm actually gonna stay over here too. So the vehicle basic reticle is just that little crosshair on the 50 cal on the M134 minigun, stuff like that. Very basic stuff. So I added 100% blue component to that with a 40% green component, increasing the green component a little bit more so I can see it better behind the 50 cal's chicken plate and stuff like that. The chase camera roll I have is green. This one's a lighter green, so I can actually see it a lot better. And if we go on over to the jets and helicopters here, I'll tell you guys the stuff I changed on these. And the stuff they changed in general with helicopters, I can actually reveal that too. Let me get into the attack chopper here. Alright, so hopping into the attack chopper here, you can already tell they made the numbers a lot bigger, and I've actually changed some stuff around personally too. If we go into the options again, gameplay, and we go all the way down, vehicle basic, chase camera. Here you can see that I have blue component with a little bit of green component in there. But this one, the warning, red component, and green component. You can see there on the right side there where it says 2.0. That's my altitude meter, and right now I'm at a very low altitude, so it's going to flash a warning to me that I'm at a low altitude. So I basically made that yellow with red and green combos to basically help it contrast with the blue I have there. I wasn't satisfied with just red because I kind of lose sight of that when I'm engaging ground targets, so I decided for a brighter yellow to make it easier to see. Glow's at 240%. I don't know why it does that. 240% so I can see it better. Specialized vehicle HUDs. These are like completely different. Actually, let me talk about the chopper changes too. So if we get into the attack chopper here, what DICE did is they made choppers and stuff much more agile. as you're about to see me do here. So I'm actually right here. This is usually a crash zone for a chopper. As you can see, I do crash there. That's usually a crash lock for a chopper. Is they can't rotate 90 degrees. They can't rotate on their axes 90 degrees. Otherwise, it locks and drops your chopper out of the sky. But now you can actually do that. So if I wanted to here, I could actually do a barrel roll, which is actually going to be very, very effective, especially for increasing your turn radius, making it tighter. As you can see, I'm not the greatest at it, but I'm still trying to use it and get used to it, so I can use it, like I just said, so I can use it to my advantage. I'm repeating myself for some. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying these new helicopter changes. Now you can actually pivot over to the right, land if you need to help avoid a stinger better. You can actually, if you have enough altitude, like this, you can actually pivot on a dime on a tank, although I wouldn't recommend it because it still requires a little bit of skill there. So basically they just increase the skill gap for choppers. They're a little bit more easier to handle, but they're harder to master. And people will have specialties that they like to run too on their choppers. So that's that. And you saw there when I had rotor offline a little bit more of my warning components that I usually have. So we'll crash that, and we'll hop on into a tank here, or an LAV actually. And you can already see, LAVs, they usually have this lime green color. I decided to change that up a little bit to this kind of grayish color, I'd say, pinkish almost. But right now I have 25% red component, 41% green component, and full blue component. Kind of trying to balance that out so it's not completely white, but I can still see it in brighter environments, but I can really see it in darker environments, like this tree you can see in front of me, like all that dark foliage in front of me. Basically, I wanted to be able to use this in tandem with the FLIR sight. Now, when you change the FLIR sight, it doesn't change. It's still going to be that white color, and your green, and it's not going to change the colors for that. It's still going to be the same basic colors for your FLIR. I also have the, where were we? There you go, specialized. The same green and red component there. So you can see I'm going to hit my active protection, it's going to flash, and now I can actually like see it. Before, when it was that lime green and red, it was kind of difficult for me to determine when my active protection was off, and I would have to use that 5-second kind of deal to be like, alright, it's off now. And now I can determine when it actually does turn off, so I can work with it better there. Going back into the options here, we're going to see my hit markers, which you're not going to be able to really see in the test range here that well. So hit indicators, you can see I actually increased the size of them back to 100%. I used to have them on 75%, but I decided to increase it to 100. I actually like to leave that on sometimes, but I'm trying to experiment with it off and see if I like it. Basically, my hit indicator color is red, so when I get a standard hit, it's going to be red. And then it's going to be blue for headshots and black for kill shots. I went with these three since they contrast with each other very nicely. And I'll be able to be like, oh yeah, that's why I died, is he may have gotten a headshot, I didn't get a headshot on him. Just so I can determine more, and having those black kill shot markers is so much better for you. And then here are my common HUD world icons. You guys can take a look at those, copy and paste them if you want to your settings. But yeah, that's basically it for those. There isn't really much else to talk about here, except for the fact that in CTE they are still working on the jets in CTE. So those of you that were expecting the changes in jets to occur now, they will not. They will probably be in the spring patch. Maybe they won't even put them in there. But it's 313 is still the speed you need to master for dogfights. So just keep that in mind. Don't go changing your methods now. They didn't change it yet. I doubt they will. I really hope they don't. But at the same time, I'm kind of bored of circle jerkers, so to speak. But yeah, don't go changing your settings now. Just kind of keep it all the same. But I doubt that they're gonna really change them, because a lot of people have mastered 313, and even more people are still mastering 313. So it's it's not something I would expect them to change here. Now, as you can see, my warning components that I have for overheats and stuff are also applied to my hit markers in jets. So it actually does not take your hit markers into consideration for like those are basically rifle hit markers. Your jet hit markers and all that are all going to be the same as your warning colors, except for your third-person camera. Then they're the normal colors. Then they're the red, the blue, the green, whatever you decide to have. But when you go into your actual HUD, it'll be that it'll be whatever color you pick for your warning color. As you can see, mine are yellow, so I can see them. I can contrast them better from my blue HUD. And I went with this dark blue color on my jet HUD because even in the sunlight, I can still see it really well. Even aimed at the water, I can see it really well. And on land, of course, I can see it. But those are my basics for that. And that's really it for this, I guess. This is kind of a brief video, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and always leave a comment. I read any and all comments that I can. But yeah, Panda, checking out.